That looked like it was making a mess. Whoa, that thing just tub girled. Hi, I'm Jeff. Welcome back to the Shed Quarters. In case you forgot who I was. It's been a while. Alright, so trying to kickstart this channel again. Let's get going with a Will It Run video. I've got a bunch of stuff and things around here that has motors in it, so why don't we just try to get some of them running, because I need to do a bit of clearing around my yard and there's a few vehicles in the way. So let's start with that. I've got a mobility scooter that will be handy for transporting batteries and fuel tanks and stuff. So when you're going to be trying to start a vehicle, there's a couple of things you're going to need. Petrol, a good battery, and a fuel supply. Now, a lot of people just use a bottle with a hole in the lid and they just fill it with petrol and then squirt it in the carby. Now, one of my very early videos, I think it's like about the 5th one that I uploaded, I made this thing. Now this is a aluminium fuel tank with a pump mounted on it. It's got battery leads, so you can just hook it straight up to the battery, and then it's got a remote switch which is long enough to reach into the vehicle, so I can be in the driver's seat with the key and the ignition, and I can flick the switch and it'll start supplying petrol. Now this is okay to fill up the carby if you actually plumb it up to the carby. Unfortunately, if you're just going to put it in the carby, that's way too much fuel. So a 0.9mm MIG tip jammed in the end. A lot less flow, still a bit too much, so we need a slightly smaller hole in the end. Let's hope this doesn't catch fire. Well, it'll do for a start. We'll see how we go. But yeah, a self-contained fuel system for starting old vehicles. There'll be a link for it up here somewhere. But should work. We'll see how we go. Now this thing is the Cubman. It's one of the first things I built on the channel. He's still with us, but he's just old and doesn't like coming in the shed much anymore. After I built the little bender to actually build this with, so let's see if it's got power. Nope, totally flat. Yep, power. This should be one of the easiest to start because we've got a button here to prime the fuel system. Finally a success. Alright, anyway, I guess that's the cupboard running. Next, it's the world's smallest turbo. Now I don't have any Start You Bastard, but I do have degreaser, and it's basically the same thing, right? Yeah, I'll count that. Now, the mini buggy here doesn't have any batteries in it. They're in the Gopher, so there's no point doing anything with that. And I know it kind of runs, but luckily I've been thinking about this, so it's been on the charger for a while. What is wrong with you? Whew, there it goes. Alright, that works. Now it doesn't go as fast as it should because these are the batteries out of the little scooter that got turned into the OMG buggy. We're still going slow as dog's balls, so I think we're just going to try taking a shortcut. Doesn't go as well as it should, but it's still a lot quicker than the OMG buggy. Now, this thing, it'll be donating its motor and controllers and everything to that when I'm done with it. So yeah, I think the seat might have gone onto the rock and roll chair.
Now he's got it.
I feel sick.
Oh shit! Not what I had in mind.
So, yeah, we're surfing this thing. What else do we need? Fuel tank. We're going to take that, hook it up to the vehicle and see if we can get them running. More batteries is more good. I need more batteries. Bucket full of keys. That's what I need. A few Toyota, a few Honda. Yeah, that should be enough. Alrighty. So there's a bit of rat stuff, more down there, a few leaves on top, and well, here we are, a little bit of liquid. Now that's because this thing has a blown head gasket, and it ain't budging, so I'm going to have to pull these plugs and go from there. A little rusty. Ugh. That's full of oil. I don't think that's meant to be full of oil. Yummy. Alright, well, I've got the plugs out and it still won't turn over, so the fact that this one's a bit rusty. Suggests that maybe this bore is a bit seized. I'm not going to spend any more than a couple of minutes on this thing, so I'll put these plugs back in the holes and say goodbye to this.
Why are your hands dirty?
I'm working on a car.
Huh?
Well, that ain't gonna work. Goodbye. Not too much rat stuff. It was loud, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah. Never want to use it. Beep, 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 beep. Once again.
I know it's not the correct place to put them, but
Almost. not a lot of rat stuff. Absolutely nothing. I've got a relay. Anyway, half an apple down there. Awesome. Let's try the inside. That's a lot of lights. Oh, I can't even get the key out. Awesome. So, yeah, looks like a P-Platers car in here. But all sorts of bits and pieces broken, but hey, I bought it for the engine. Now the Silver CRV, I bought that as a donor vehicle for the Bitzer. Why?
Why? Because I needed that engine and gearbox and rear suspension, and it's cheaper just to buy a whole car than to buy all the parts. Come to the conclusion that maybe there's no fuel in the tank at all. I mean, the fuel gauge isn't moving much, and it did work, so might have to put some fuel in the actual tank.
So yeah, I went off to get some fuel, and little O was busy playing with this crystal and managed to smash a window. He's so helpful sometimes. Something else to fix. One more thing to fix. I know this is going to be a donor car and pulled apart, but it still lives outside and I don't really want to destroy this whole interior. This really sucks, but it's meant to, so. Alright, now I've got all that cleaned up, thanks OMG. So after a little bit of research, I've discovered that a BH Subaru wagon window will fit in here. Yep, that should keep the rain out. Bit of tape and we should be right. Got a rain gutter in the top here, so it all should run out the back. Should seal up pretty good. Yeah, BH Subaru rear glass. It's perfect. That's not going nowhere. Alright, so that will keep it watertight-ish for now. So unfortunately I can't open the driver's door, but I'll see if I can find a different method to seal it up for a bit longer term. But that should do for tonight. I have to get cameraman O to stop throwing bloody crystals. Bit harder than rock. Anyway, time to go find some new batteries and get back to this tomorrow. This one ain't really doing it. I've had it in here a few times, charging up, and yeah. Says it's fully charged, but it's just... So let's put an initial charge into this thing. Whoop! Whoop! Just give that a little tickle up with some more Angry Pixies, and then we'll get back out to the cars. Century, Australian made, ultra high performance. Not just high performance, it's ultra high performance. Official battery of the V8 supercars. Now, yeah, I don't know how many of them would be slugging around a lead acid battery, but yeah,
So it's got a 40-month warranty. I'm going to have to write a date on here so I know when I bought it. This should work to jumpstart all boxes in my backyard. Just tickle it up with a little more charge first and then we will get going. Woo! Finally charged. Let's go. Well, it hasn't rained in the last couple of days, so taping up the window wasn't super necessary, but better be safe than sorry. Now, I've got to take it off, but I've got to be careful because Cameraman O has used all of the red tape, so I don't really have any more to put it back on. If I'm careful, I might be able to reuse all that tape to seal it up again tonight. Alright, doesn't look like there's, oh yeah, there's some fresh rat. Anyway, let's get this new battery in and see how it goes. Twist tight, right? Alright, let's see if that worked. Hey, look at this, America. A nozzle that just pours. Don't want to put too much in there. Just gonna have to drain it all again later. Amazing what a new battery and a bit of fuel in the tank can do. Well, I'm going to park this back where it was, put my spare window back on and go from there. Quite a bit of rat in here. No point latching it properly because I've got to pull the battery out again. Not quite as much rat in this one. I'm going to need some long sockets. Wow, a Honda battery cover. Might as well do it right, to a point. Don't you be honking. I may have already disconnected the alarm for this one. So these two work. Might see if this battery will do anything for the old Corolla down the back. Didn't quite want to turn over by hand, so yeah. See what happens. Ooh, all this fun things filming by myself. Alright, so this old thing, I don't have a fuel tank for it. This engine hasn't run for about 5 years, I think. Had a water cooling issue, and I'm not putting it in the water to test it. The old Blue Canoe, I got the jet unit spinning. Let's see if it still spins. Yeah, it's a little tight in there. I rebuilt the steering rack, but we ain't got no motor. A couple of SR20s would pull a premium one a week before Race Wars. Or a K24, that'd be pretty awesome in there. Alright, K-swap the Blue Canoe. I've got a feeling about putting a different engine in it. Anyway, before we get back to the other Corolla, before we get back onto that Corolla, I'll pop the bottle on this one and show you what's not going to happen here. Now, I have shown this on the channel before. It was like the second video I did, or maybe the third, and I didn't actually show what was under the bonnet. Now, this bonnet scoop is actually a Corolla door card with the inside cut out, and yeah, kind of pointless when you see what's under the bonnet. Now, it's been a while since I've opened this, but that'll do. Alright, in under here, coming closer. Yep, in here we have a Silvertop 20 valve engine mated up to the all-wheel drive gearbox. Unfortunately, I bought this car off an electrical gremlin who has taken every single wire, cut it off the ECU, rolled it all the way up to the sensor plugs. Like every single wire in the engine is rolled up into a ball like that. So there is no way this thing is going to run today. Now, it did have a plastic chicken food bag over it, but that's deteriorated a lot. The bonnet hinges will hold the bonnet up. I hope it closes again. There's a great big rat nest in here, which looks like lots of fun. But yeah, I bought this as a donor car for the Bitzer project way back when, probably 2008 I think it was. Paid $1,000 for it. Anyway, that's as far as it got, because the day after I bought this one I found a GTI-R Pulsar. Anyway, all the trumpets and everything are off the engine. They've all been taped up, so hopefully this engine's still good. But yeah, the entire loom is not. So anyway, door pocket. Alright, let's just close this, forget about it for now, and get on to the other AE95, which may just get this engine. I don't know how those hinges are. Alright, so I've got this back to where we had it before. It still has one rusty plug and one that's absolutely drowning in oil. So we'll just see if the starter motor can crank this over, because I don't really feel like getting all the way down there with the big bar to try and turn it by hand. So if this doesn't move, we're just gonna call this one dead. Alright, that looked like it was making a mess. Whoa, that thing just tub-girled. Alright, well, we seem to have cleared that cylinder. I might get some spray and put it down there, and then do that again. But yeah, might wire wheel some of those plugs, give them a refurbish that way, and see if they'll start it. Alright. Fun fact about the channel. The very first video I uploaded was 21 seconds, and it was this car driving from this spot, drifting around the corner and heading off up the yard. And then it went on to a clip about custom fabrication coming soon. So anyway, I figure since so it's sitting here, we're going to see if it'll drive again. We will try to recreate the clip using one of my action cameras. So let's fire this thing up. Warning, it's got no cat in it because it was stolen and recovered vehicle. So let's go for a drift. Alright, well there we have it. This one runs and drives now. Just took a little bit of a tub girl action, but yeah, it's working. So it's 3 so far. And a Cubman, that makes 4, sort of, 3.5. Alright, let's go on to the Blue Corolla next, I think. Yeah, that's a bit rattier than the last one. At least the bonnet comes up. So, this thing was last registered in 2007. I had an accident on the 15th of July. Yeah. Last time I had it running was about July 2018 when I put it here. Now, I was using this can to pour petrol in, and yeah, it's got a bit dodgy, so I made this thing. So we will plumb this back in and yeah, see if it wants to start. Right. We'll see if it turns over first before we go sticking fuel in it. That sounds positive. The intake is rubbing on the alternator. But the motor's spinning, so that's a start. Alright, let's put some petrol in this thing and see what happens. Fuel tank with a tac pump, and yeah, you put it in an engine bay of a vehicle that's not running, hook it up to a battery, and then use the switch to turn it on. So now I've got a fuel system, checking for leaks. If I open this, got a lot of thread engagement. Yep, that's flowing back in there just fine, so. I don't have any leaks here. No. Alright, now the thing is, I've got this really long lead, so I can take this with me to the driver's seat. And then I can shut off the fuel system if I need to. I think I might have to take the top off the air filter and put a bit more juice in it. Right. Yummy. Good thing is, I don't even need to take all the top out. It'll either start or it won't. Or it'll catch fire. Oh, should I mention now that the throttle cable is kind of stuck? Well, that got it going. Unfortunately, the throttle cable's kind of stuck, so I think we're going to have to dig a little bit further into this.
Dad?
Yep, Dad. There was a lot of smoke, wasn't there, mate?
Yeah, I saw it. Look, there's like wheels in here now.
Yeah. Looks like things are just a little bit sticky down here, so I'm just going to get the can of motion lotion and give it a spray. Hopefully that helps. So, got the Mighty Mods Edition motion lotion. Alright, let's try the throttle pedal now. Alright, so throttle cable seems to be moving freely now, but I better check the oil because a few free revs like that's what an engine needs after sitting for 5 years. How the hell did you ever expect to get to this? Have a look at this. It's down here, and I don't know how you're ever going to check the oil without ripping the air filter off. Don't want to damage any of these wires. Yep, there's oil on the stick. That'll do it. It's even up to the full line. How weird is that? Alright. It has oil. It has many revs. Let's see if we can get this thing going again. So, well, it runs and drives, but it's not in the best condition, as you can see. Now, it's got good bones. Most of them are rodent, but yeah. This was the first car I had on the road to drive when I was on my P's. So. It's also been 17 years since I had an accident in it. So there's plans for this that involves the AE95 that's here and the other AE95 that's over there. And well, considering the roof and the back end is the only part that's good on this, and the AE95s have some other tricky bits in them, you can probably guess where I'm going with that. But that's as far as this thing is going today. I'll just take my fuel system out and then let's go see if we can move a Camry. Alrighty then. Even rattier than the last one. Alright. Now this one is Elmo, the little red monster. Now, it was my wife's first car. She drove the wheels off it, and well, yeah, it come to grief when an old lady pulled out in front of her at a roundabout. No, it wasn't even a roundabout then. It's a roundabout now though. But yeah. Unfortunately, it's been parked here since about 2015 when it got crunched. So, bucket of bolts from when I was stripping the front end apart, try and recover some pieces. Alright. Oh, that'd be bad. Probably a hole at the bottom of the battery. Get a key and see if this thing will crank over. If I can get to the driver's seat. Alright. Let's see if this works. Well, seems to be still functioning something. Yep. Alright, now I might just try to reach in from this side. Oh, crispy. Now I did respray this thing and it lasted maybe 6 months. Lots of fun stuff. The normal glass you get because the fire brigade like to just shovel it into the floor of the car when there's been an accident. Oh, heck. Poor old Elmo, hey? Indicator? Wow, that sounded healthy. Let's see if we can push that throttle pedal with something. Yeah, it works. Alright. We will turn that off for the moment. We will spray something in the intake and see if that can help kickstart something. Yeah. It's handy. Alright, man. That's too much. Right, that doesn't fire. Alright. Fire extinguisher ready to go. It's even charged. Awesome. Get one wire. Oh, she's trying to start. Might be that the airflow meter's not hooked up, so might do a little bit more squirting and then jam this hose back on. Close, doesn't quite want to fire off though. The fact that the tank is half full and it's from 2015 makes me think that there's a possibility the fuel might be bad. Trying to decide whether I try to empty the tank or just top it up, or I don't know, I can't hear the fuel pump, so maybe I'll pull out the back seat and drop the fuel pump in a bucket. What could go wrong with a fuel pump in a bucket? Thought I'd give this one more go. The ignition's not firing because I did try to start it up a little while ago and it was working, but now it's just not even firing, so there's a fuse or a relay or something gone bad, so there's only one thing left to do. Make sure the battery's not going to touch the bonnet. That didn't quite work. We had a little bit of a smoke show. So now I've got the snatch strap, not to be confused with the thong. So yeah, we're going to skull drag this out of here and just move it out of the way for now. Yeah, and I figure, seeing as it's wifey's car, I should get wifey to help move it. Wave, wifey. To turn.
I am!
the handbrake. Has she got the wheels turned? Put on the handbrake.
She did.
As hard as you can. So, wifey will not get in this thing. Don't know why, but yeah. So I'm going to have a go at driving this one. And yeah. Alright. Cameraman is going to be doing the motion part. Hang on. Yep, that's moving.
So you were getting it.
It's come.
Alright, you want to hop in there and steer it?
I'm so scared. No.
All the things. Alright, as you can see, the Brumbidy project has fallen on hard times. It has become a shelf. So I've got 3/4 of a Mini. So it's 3 rooms, 1 rear half and 1 nose cone. So work out what fraction you want there. So it also has a lot of stuff that I've brought out of the shed because I didn't want to get it wet. So I put in the gazebo. So yeah, it was good while the roof lasted, but then the roof tore apart, so I put up a new tarp, and then that blew apart as well. So yeah, Hammer Barnes heavy duty tarps, not so heavy duty. So we've got to clear up some of this mess. Hopefully I'll get the new extension done soon, so then we can put something in dry storage. But yeah, for now I just got to clear off some of this stuff so I can actually get to the Brumbidy and go from there. One cool thing though, so I've got this tomato plant that has literally grown out of a crack in the cement, and well, as you can see, it's got tomatoes on it and some that are even close to ripe. I did have more that were ripe, but the bloody chickens came along and ate them. Well, there's another good one down there. Ooh, it was actually good, that one. Cracked tomatoes. That was pretty tasty. Hopefully I'll get a few more before the season finishes, but yeah. Bloody chickens keep eating them on me. Alright, let's clean up this Brumbidy. Cracked tomatoes. It's the tobacco's less cute cousin. Cracked tomatoes. Not even once. Cracked tomatoes. Just don't. Cracked tomatoes. Why couldn't I call them something else? Cracked tomatoes. They're not marketable. Anyway, let's get on with this cleanup, and yeah, hopefully we can find a Brumbidy under all this stuff.
Try not to do that again. The rock and roll chair. I really need to do something more with this one. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to find somewhere to stack these because otherwise Cameraman O will probably jump on them and destroy them. That'd be a shame because I paid $5 each for them. I found the battery hole. Might be able to see if this thing will start. Been a while. Easiest bullets run yet. Yep, that works. Alright, that's the easiest billet run yet, so well, the property's uncovered, it runs, and well, yeah, that's the second step. First step is admitting you have a problem. Well, yeah, I gotta put a shed up in the backyard so that I can actually put stuff and things away in dry storage. And yeah, I think that'll do it for this video. Will it run? So yeah, we've got a few things started and moving, and well, yeah, interesting video. It's nice to have the sun out today, but yeah, that's all we've got time for. So yeah.
It's always customized every day.
What he said. Back to the shed.